Are you a first-time home buyer or haven't purchased a home in a few years? Well, we're going to talk about those things that you should consider today. Hi, I'm Diana Benson with eXp Realty. Today we're going to talk about first-time home buyers or those that haven't purchased in a long time, the things that you should consider. The first thing is making sure that you have your financial and credit house in order. What does that mean? Well, first of all, find out what your credit score is. Go to annualcreditreport.com or creditkarma.com. You'll want a credit score of 640 or higher. Then you'll be eligible for most loan programs. Now, some programs do go as low as 580, but if you see what your credit score is ahead of time, you can kind of work on that a little bit and get it a little bit higher so that you can get a lower interest rate, which is going to save you a lot of money over the long run. Also, make sure that your financial house is in order. Now, you want approximately 3.5% down. Some loan programs like VA loans require 0 down, and there is also down payment assisted programs. Remember that you're also going to need closing costs. Closing costs usually run about 3%. These include the cost for title and escrow. These are the costs that are necessary to pay them for handling the transaction. There's also the lender fees for the privilege of borrowing the money, the credit report, and the appraisal fees. Like I said, they usually run about 3%. You can ask the seller to assist you with these costs. Remember though, you don't want to use all your money for the down payment and closing costs. You want to make sure you have some money left over to handle those little emergencies. For instance, if the air conditioner breaks and it's 110 degrees out, or your hot water heater breaks, those little emergencies turn into big emergencies really quick. The second thing you want to consider is hiring a professional realtor. Remember that a professional realtor doesn't cost you anything. The seller pays for both the buyer and seller's agent. And remember, the agent doesn't have to be a friend. Sometimes it's best to keep a friend, and business to make sure you still have that friend. When you're talking to that realtor, make sure that you talk about how long have they been in business, what type of experience do they have, to make sure that they can properly represent you and your best interests. And the last thing is making sure that you're pre-qualified. I really recommend that you use a local lender. Local lenders are much more responsive and can ensure that you're going to close on time. Now, we can always recommend our partner lenders or a few other lenders in the area. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me. It's really imperative that you get pre-qualified before we go shopping. Nothing is worse than going out shopping and finding the perfect house that you fall in love with and then finding out you cannot afford it. What happens is every house that you look at after that, you compare to the house that you could not have. It's a disaster, something you don't want to do. So let's make sure you get pre-qualified before we start our shopping. Now, if you found this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe below. And new videos come out every Wednesday. Make sure you hit the little bell so you're alerted when the next one in this series comes out. So until next Wednesday, have a wonderful week.